In order for you to get the very best out of FIFA 23 Ultimate Team, it makes sense for you to be as efficient as possible when going through the various different game modes. That way you're able to complete them quickly with ease and can move on to the very next one, maximizing the most amount of rewards you're able to get every single week. And in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can do that. Now, before we actually jump straight into the order in which you should be playing each game mode, I want to start off by saying that it may sound a bit confusing at first, but that's simply because when you go through FIFA 23, it's no longer just do this, and do this. It becomes a weekly routine. Because there's various days which has different activities, with these activities linking into each other, it means no matter what day of the week that you start off at, initially the first lot of game modes that you say might not make sense. It's not until the whole week has been put together where you know the full routine where it all fits perfectly from the second week onwards. So firstly, let's start off with Monday. This is where you should be playing Division Rivals. Now with Division Rivals, you have your Thursday rewards and that's when it will reset. Every Thursday, that's when your rewards are added to your account, and then for the next week, that is when the new challenges are taken all the way back down to 0 and you need to go again. This means getting 3 wins, 8 wins, or 1,250 qualification points. This also can start to be layered up on a seasonal basis because you also have your seasonal rewards. But the good thing with them is that they don't require you to win games, it just requires you to play games. Win, lose or draw, it doesn't matter, you will be progressing through them. And once you hit all 3 of these points with 3 wins, 8 wins and 1,250 qualification points, there's no point in you playing Division Rivals anymore. You can increase your division to get a better reward, but for the amount of games that you have to play and win, it's not really worth it considering the jump from the reward that you currently have to the reward that you could potentially get from the next division. It does make sense at a beginning of a new season for you to grind out Division Rivals as much as possible, but that's only because you've literally just been relegated by 2 divisions as a season has come to an end. So by spending the first week getting as many wins as possible so that you can climb back up to where you was originally, it just works well for you in the long run. So going back to the weekly routine, Monday is Division Rivals. Tuesday, this is where you want to start using those qualification points to enter into the FUT Champions playoffs. This is what you need to go through to qualify for the Weekend League. And with this, you have 10 games, every single win will reward you with 4 points, every single loss will reward you with 1 point, and you need to get 20 points. So this means winning 4 games and then losing 4 games. For some, this is incredibly easy, for others, it's slightly more challenging. And this is where things start to split because it depends on what type of group of player that you fit in. For those of you who are unable to qualify, it makes sense for you to take the time to go back to Division Rivals or actually start spending your time into other game modes. The reason to go back into Division Rivals, even though you're not going to increase your reward with the amount of wins that you're able to get, you will be able to build up your qualification points again. And this will give you another opportunity to enter back into the playoffs, which you can do for the rest of the week, being Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. But with that as said, your Division Rivals reward isn't going to get any better. So you will need to question as well as make a decision whether or not you think you're a confident or good enough player for you to go back into Division Rivals, build up your qualification points to then go into the playoffs and actually qualify this time, or are you better off spending your time elsewhere? For those that do qualify, the decision's already made for you. You've now gone through Division Rivals, you've got your 3 wins, 8 wins, you've also used the qualification points to qualify within the FUT Champions playoffs, and now you have a qualification token which can be redeemed once the Weekend League starts, but unfortunately the Weekend League isn't currently active. So this lets you play into other game modes, this being squad battles, friendlies, draft, or FUT moments, and this can be done from Wednesday to Friday morning. What you go for here is entirely up to you. It really comes down to what you enjoy most, because if you select a game mode that you enjoy going through, it means that you're probably going to dedicate more time to it. And especially with it being FIFA gameplay, it also means that there's less chance of you getting frustrated with FUT. Now, if you do really want to get the most out of Ultimate Team and just play the game modes which are going to give the best rewards, the best thing that you can do here, and my recommendation, is to go through squad battles and friendlies. With squad battles, it's simple. You play games, you're gifted points based on the difficulty that you've played at, and those points will allow you to climb through the different ranks. The more points you get, the higher the rank, the better your reward will be at the end. Now, I'm not expecting you to get top 100 because there are some people that dedicate their time to this 24/7. And we're just looking at the most efficient way in which you can play through the various different game modes. So take the time to play a couple games from Wednesday all the way to Friday morning, and these rewards will be paid out every single Sunday. With friendlies, it's slightly different in that friendlies as a game mode by itself is not rewarding. In fact, you only get the coins towards the end of every game, and dependent on the current game mode or friendlies which are available will depend on how many coins. For example, if it is a full 90-minute match, you could get anywhere between 500 to 900. But if it's golden goal, well, if you score within the first couple of minutes, you're going to get less than 100 coins. But with this, we're not going through friendlies because it's a rewarding game mode. We're going through friendlies because there's objectives tied to them. Objectives is easily the best way within Ultimate Team for you to progress and build up as many packs as possible. There's objectives all the time which require you to go into a friendly match and simply win. There's even some which require you not to win, they just require you to go in and play a game. But the problem is most people don't go through friendlies, so they never complete these challenges. But if you take the time to look at your objectives, see what's there, and then base your team around what you can complete, it's incredibly easy to do so, and you'll be able to get loads of packs in literally minutes. The smartest thing that you can do is see if you can layer them. Is there multiple challenges that you can finish at the exact same time? Because if there is, you're going to be getting even more. So these are the two game modes that I recommend, but of course you still have draft and foot moments which you can go through if you want to. For draft, I only recommend going through it if you're getting FIFA points, because you can actually use your FIFA points for draft instead of buying packs. And even though you're going to be using the exact same amount of FIFA points, it still means that you're able to get more packs at a much higher value than if you went through draft compared to if you just bought them through the store. And you can do this either by playing single player or online. With foot moments, it's actually a pretty good game mode. The problem is that EA doesn't really push too much content to it. So even though you can sit through there and grind it constantly, eventually you're going to come towards the end where there isn't anything else to grind. And because there's a very limited amount of packs available under your seasonal rewards, your time may be better spent elsewhere. It may be the situation where you'll spend time in foot moments and you'll build up all of these foot stars, but there's not enough rewards for you to redeem them. So what you do between Wednesday to Friday morning really is entirely up to you, but my recommendation is squad battles and friendlies. That is where you're going to get the best return. And that brings us to Friday. Friday, of course, is by going through the weekend league. You have 20 matches to go through FUT Champions Final. And once you finish all 20 games, the rewards are immediately added to your account. How you go through the weekend league is also entirely up to you. You can play all 20 games, you can forfeit all 20 games, you can play some, forfeit the rest, or you can take each game as it comes. Most of the time what I do is intend to forfeit all 20 games. I simply just don't have time on the weekend. And when I do have time on a weekend, I normally take each game as it comes. And what I mean by this is if I go into a match and my opponent scores against me, I concede, I'm probably just going to forfeit to get it over with. It's not so much a rage quit, it's more of I just want to get through these games as quickly as possible. And my opponent is likely a lot better than me. But if I get into a game and I feel like it's evenly matched and potentially I can even go on to win this, I'm probably going to stick through and play all the way to the end. And this decision is made on a game-by-game basis. Whilst you're playing through Weekend League, on Sunday you'll be gifted the rewards for your squad battles in which you can claim those. And then by the time that you do finish all 20 games within the FUT Champions Final, that's when you can claim your player picks, your packs, your coins, and additional qualification points, where you'll go through this whole cycle again. Because during Wednesday to Friday you was playing squad battles, friendlies, drafts, or foot moments, this was also the time in which you was able to claim your division rival rewards. That's when it expired on Thursday. So by the time that you get to Monday to go back into division rivals all over again, it's all been reset. You'll now need to get your 3 wins, 8 wins, as well as depending where you placed within the FUT Champions Final will depend on how many qualification points you have. You might find that you don't need to go and build up any more qualification points. Whereas if you had a lower rank, you might find that you do need to play a couple games. And this is where it's all going to happen again on Monday, ready for you to go back onto Tuesday to go through your FUT Champions playoffs to qualify again. And as long as you keep this cycle going, you'll constantly be rewarded within FIFA 23 Ultimate Team. It's not even a case that you need to trade, because you're constantly bringing in coins and you're constantly bringing in players. What you do with those coins and players is entirely up to you. But with that said, if you do take the time to trade, I guarantee you'll be able to make a lot more in between every single match that you do play. But anyway guys, this is the most efficient way in which you can maximize rewards within FIFA 23 Ultimate Team. This is simply the best order to play all game modes. If you do have any questions about anything, then please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. But anyway guys, I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. But for now, I'm going. So see ya.